Once upon a time, in ancient China, there lived a monk who was known for his ability to solve difficult problems. One day, he had two visitors who needed his advice. Both were polite young men, and each insisted that the other should go first. After some discussion, they discovered that their questions were essentially the same, so they settled on speaking with the sage at the same time. One of the young men asked the monk, "Master, our problems are similar. We are both low level employees being treated badly at work. We get no respect at all, and our employers constantly push us around. Can you please tell us if we should quit our jobs or not?" The monk closed his eyes and meditated at length. The two young men waited patiently until finally the monk opened his eyes. He gave them the answer in 5 words: only a bowl of rice. The two young men thanked the monk and departed. They contemplated the answer as they walked back to the city. After a while, one of them broke the silence and said, "That was interesting. What do you think? What did the sage mean?" The other one was thoughtful. He said, "Well, it's fairly obvious that the bowl of rice represents our daily meals." "I agree," said the first young man. "I think he was telling us that the job is nothing more than a means to make a living." "Yes, when you come right down to it, that's all we get out of the job, just our daily meals." And they went their separate ways. One of them continued working at the same place, and the other one submitted a letter of resignation immediately upon his return. He went home to the countryside and took up farming. After several years, this young man achieved considerable success as a farmer. He used what he had learned in the city to import high quality seeds. The fruits and vegetables he grew became known as the best in the region. He enjoyed not only great profits but also a reputation as an expert. The young man who remained at work also did well. It was as if he became a different person. He took on difficult tasks and demonstrated an ability to handle adversity. He rose up through the ranks and received one promotion after another until he became a manager. One day, the two of them met again by chance. Once they got caught up with each other, they realized that they had taken two very different paths based on the exact same answer from the monk. They were both wealthy and happy, but which path was the correct one? They were not able to understand. "How strange," the manager said. "The master said the same thing to us, and we both heard in the same way. Then why did you quit job?" The farmer was also puzzled. He said, "Isn't it obvious?" I understood his words immediately. The job was nothing more than the means to get my daily meals. So why force myself to stay in a horrible situation just for a bowl of rice? Quitting was obviously the right thing to do. But why did you stay there?" The manager said, "I also think it should be obvious. The job meant nothing more than a bowl of rice. So why was I getting so worked up over it?" As soon as I understood this, I realized there was no need for me to get upset. I did not have to take the abuse heaped on me personally. So of course I stayed there. Isn't that what he meant? The farmer shook his head and said, Now I am completely confused. Did he mean for us to take your path or my path? Let's go and see him again and get to the bottom of this. So once again they presented themselves before the monk and explained the reason for their visit. One of them said, Master, as you can see, we would really like to know the real meaning of your advice some years ago. Can you give us some insights? Again, the monk closed his eyes. The two men waited patiently as before. After some time, the monk opened his eyes and gave them his answer, and again in 5 words. And those 5 words were only a difference of thought. If we see in our lives, then we will find that, like those two men, we all have different paths to follow. Every person has the ability to do something special in a particular field. All you need to do is to discover your passion and just follow it. The monk said same words to both of them, and both of them interpreted the words of the monk differently, but both of them achieved the same result, which was success, wealth, and happiness, because both the men followed the point of the monk according to their interest, and both got success in their field. Similarly, if you also want to achieve success in your life, then do not follow someone else's passion, rather follow your own passion and do what you enjoy doing. And unless you follow your passion, you will not get success, wealth, and happiness.